Hi, this is John, and I just wanted to make a video on how I set my safety reverse for my garage. Like all my videos, I'm no expert. Um, I just kind of learn as I go, and um, so take that with a little as a caution that maybe I don't know what I'm doing, or your garage could be slightly different. And I just want you to be safe. And all my videos are just there for to help me remember how I did something, or if for some reason it helps somebody else out there on their DIY project. But like any video you see of mine, you got to be careful. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't learning as I go, especially with this garage project. I bought this cabin a while back, and it had all kinds of issues, and this is one. I mean, when I showed up, or when I got the keys to this place, uh, this is how the garage opener looked. You know, all the covers are off. This was unplugged, and then it just wouldn't work. It had all kinds of weird bugs, but I fixed all the bugs. Like I said, I'm only going to show how I set my safety reverse, and that's it. So when the garage door closes, the instructions told me to turn this. Now let's say everything's working okay. The only thing you're concerned about is how hard the force is going down. If something were to block it, how much force will actually crush that something, like a dog or an animal or a human. How much force, if they fell and got stuck and the doors closing down on them. You want to really set that to the minimum. And how the instructions told me to set it was, there's a little screw here. You turn it counterclockwise. Now when you're turning that, you can use a flat tip screwdriver, or it has like a little wrench you can hook up to it. Be careful, there's electricity here. You might want to unplug it if you can't turn this for some reason, and it requires a lot of force, and you got to get in here, and you got these little electrical devices, so you got to be careful. Now when you ever turn this, you got to make sure this isn't spinning, nothing else is spinning, only that screw. That's important. At first it was so tight that I actually had to just kind of unplug it and hold that until I loosened the screw up. And and what that does is, when you loosen the screw, it takes the amount of force off of it when it hits an object. It makes it more sensitive. So when the garage door closes down, well, let me back up. Okay, what the instructions say is you go counterclockwise. You'd operate the garage, and you want to get it to the point where the garage can't open and close, because it's so sensitive that once it feels any resistance, it'll open and close, and it won't fully, or it'll stop anywhere during its normal operation. And they say, okay, there's your starting point. That's where you start now to adjust that screw to get it really close. So once I adjusted it out pretty far, not too far, just counterclockwise, and I kept going counterclockwise, kept opening and closing it until basically the garage would get stuck somewhere. Once it did that, then it says to go a half a turn, 180, then do it again, 180, do it again until it doesn't bind up and get stuck anywhere. Once you achieve that, that's then they have you take like a 2x4 and set it here, and make sure that when something's blocking it, it'll actually hit that object and then come back up. Now, and that's really it. But I thought, you know what? I wonder what that actual force is when it hits something, like how much weight is on there. And so I thought, you know what? I'll put a scale on it. So I put a scale in line with the garage seam here. And then, so when the garage door hits that 2x4, now, this is a Bluetooth scale, which works off my phone, so I can't show you what that weight was. But when the garage door came down, I'm watching my phone, and what the garage door, when the garage door sensed something was blocking it, it stopped right at 50 pounds every single time. It was like right at 50, 48, maybe 51. And it was just right there. So I was like, okay, so basically the most or close to a weight, in case this ever closed down on something, it would feel like a 50-pound weight would be pressing on you. So that's how I thought it was just cool to know what that was. Now, that's a hard object, so I'm thinking if it was something soft, it might, depress it a bit. But it seems like once it gets to 50 pounds, it's going to come back up. So in case I think as long as it's not a soft part of the body, like your neck or something, I think if it collapsed on me on my leg or something, it's not going to break something. So it was kind of cool to know that I could try that out and see what it does. And I think that's about as the lowest weight I can get, because I got it to where because when I said it, it would start to bind and then it would be fine. I was like, all right, even though it opened and closed fine, I didn't like it laboring in a couple spots. So I just did another half a turn, and now it just seems to just smoothly open and close. And that's where I got the 50 pounds of pressure before it realized, hey, something's in my way. So I hope this helps you out. With that setting, that's a very important setting, especially if you look, I don't have the little motion sensors for this. I guess I can add them. But for the meantime, I just wanted to get this darn garage door opener working. I mean, I had to tear this apart and clean that up. I had to replace both open and close sensors so that way it would close and open the right way. I had to go through all the connections that were bad. And then I think I got an issue with this transformer, which means I might have to swap this out. But this only controls the pin pad of the garage. So I'm not tripping over that. But eventually I will get to that. So anyway, hopefully this helps you out.